Today we are going to do a quick and gentle heart-opening flow. All you need is one yoga block. Starting at the top of your mat with your palms together at heart center, let's set an intention. Releasing those arms down to your sides and bringing them forward, palms together, overhead and around. We'll repeat that 2 more times, inhaling as you come up and exhaling as you release back down. Opening up those shoulders and finding your breath. And bringing your arms out to the sides and overhead, finding a little back bend here. And releasing down to forward fold. Inhale as you open your heart forward with a flat back, and exhale, stepping back with that right leg into a low lunge. Reaching those arms overhead, inhale as we reach. Palms together, interlacing those fingers and pointing those index fingers back. Exhale as you release those hands down to your lower back, opening your heart forward. Stepping back into child's pose, shifting your hips back to your heels and releasing your forehead down to the mat. Checking in with yourself. And coming into your first downward facing dog, pressing those palms into the mat as you lengthen up from fingertips to shoulders to hips. Pressing those thighs back and pedaling your feet. We're going to step forward with that right foot halfway, and then all the way. You could help it out here, and then the left to follow into your fold. Inhale as we come all the way up and reach up overhead, palms together, and exhale, bringing those hands down to heart center. Inhale as we reach overhead, palms together, and exhale as we sink. Inhale, opening your heart forward with a flat back, and exhale, stepping back with the left leg into a low lunge. Inhale as we reach overhead, interlacing those fingers, pointing those index fingers back, and exhale as you release your hands down to your lower back. Feeling a nice stretch here in those hip flexors. Stepping back into your child's pose. And then making your way into your downward facing dog. Always listening to your body and taking your time, going at your own pace. Stepping that left leg forward halfway and then all the way, and then the right to follow into your fold. Taking a deep inhale as we reach up overhead, palms together, and exhale as we swan dive down. Inhale, opening your heart forward with a flat back, and exhale as we step back into a high plank. Releasing those knees down and sinking all the way down, belly to the mat, elbows in. Coming into a full locust, extending those arms back behind you. You could grab onto your wrists or interlace those fingers, extending those arms back and opening your heart forward. Lifting your legs off the mat and pointing those toes back behind you, releasing your glutes. And then lowering those legs down, placing your hands underneath your shoulders and lifting up into low cobra or upward facing dog. Coming back to your child's pose, and then downward facing dog. We're going to step forward with that right foot halfway and then all the way into extended side angle pose. Shifting that left heel down, aligning those heels, fanning those left toes out to the side. Now you could use your block here, placing your right hand on your block, or you could place your forearm on your right thigh, extending that left arm up. And then reaching that left arm over your ear, reaching forward. Releasing that left arm down to the mat and stepping forward into your forward fold. Taking a deep inhale as we come all the way up, palms together. And exhale, bringing them down to heart center. Taking another deep inhale. And then exhale as we sink. lifting your heart open. Coming into a little twist here, opening up to the side, and then switching sides. Keeping that back flat. Release back down into your fold, and then step back into a high plank. You could release the knees or sink all the way down, belly to the mat, coming up into your cobra or upward facing dog, and coming back to child's pose and then downward facing dog. We're going to step forward with that left foot halfway and then all the way into your extended side angle on the opposite side. So mirroring what you did on the opposite side. Keeping that front knee right above the ankle. And releasing your arm down as you step forward into your fold. Taking a deep inhale as we come all the way up, palms together. And exhale as we sink. Inhale, opening your heart forward with a flat back. And exhale as we step back onto our knees, coming into our child's pose here. And then coming back up, we're going to come into camel pose. So you could use a block in between your feet for camel. You could lift those heels up, pressing those thighs forward as you press those hands into your lower back. Now you could stay here the whole time, opening your heart forward and up. If you wanted to use one hand, lowering back to your heels, or you could use both hands going into full camel. So always listening to your body. You could always keep your chin tucked if you don't want to release your head back. Finding your breath. And then bringing your hands back to your lower back. And sitting down into hero's pose. Placing your hands on your thighs and closing your eyes and taking a couple deep breaths here. Acknowledging how you're feeling. You could revisit camel if you like, or if you wanted to take it down into child's pose from here. Revisiting camel. Keep opening your heart forward and up. And finding your breath. Releasing those glutes, making sure that lower back feels good here. Camel helps to relieve lower back pain, and it also helps to improve your mood. And then making your way out of camel, placing those hands onto your lower back, and then sitting back into hero's pose and closing your eyes. We're going to take it into a wide-legged child's pose here, sitting your hips back to your heels, sinking down to the mat. Releasing those facial muscles. You could always change up your arms. Thank you for joining me for today's practice. Namaste.